More than enough, I think. But the stuffy nose is so I have sleep apnea. I sleep with the CPAP machine.
Same, dude.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
the stuffy nose means I don't breathe through my nose very well, which means I don't get a very good night's sleep. And it you really have to decide if that's something that you want.
Yeah, I
I've
used
never
to
had a
have
stuffy
bad problems breathing through my nose, and I used to use the full face mask.
Mhm.
But I hated, waking up with the lines around your face and shit. So I've been trying to use the nose one too.
That's what I use.
And yeah, I find it better, to be honest. But yeah, I've had a CPAP for like 7 years now.
Is it loud?
It's
Really
kind of
quiet?
like you might listen to it and be like, how the fuck could you sleep with that? But it's almost just such a consistent noise
Mhm.
that it's almost relaxing for some people, and for some, it just you forget it's there because it's
Yeah,
so
that's what I was
It's
gonna say. You
white
get
noise.
used to sounds like that. Like
yeah.
No, mine
when
is.
I've lived in the I've lived in a lot of different places, and when I've been in parts of the city where it's just like loud as fuck, and like for the first 6 months, I'm just like these fucking neighbors outside with their like hot rods spinning tires and yelling in Spanish. I'm never going back to sleep. But like I moved and I was like, I can't get to. I had to put Speedy Gonzalez on. I had to hear arriba, 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 andale, andale, and I was like, ah.
Mine
now
makes
we can
nearly
rest.
no noise. No noise.
You
Like,
probably
let me
have
give-
a newer one.
You have a
Could be.
BPAP, don't
Let
you?
me. Yeah, I do. A BPAP is it's like a CPAP, but a CPAP is just pressure. A BPAP, if it senses you're not breathing, will kick it off, almost like a respirator. But here, I want to say this: it is quieter than a ceiling fan on low. It is
Yeah,
quieter
yeah.
than the second hand on a wristwatch. Like, it is quiet. It's not the kind of like if you're thinking air conditioner, not in that league. You might not know. It's quieter than the air coming out of your vents, for the air conditioner and such. Like,
Okay.
it's quiet.
The
That's pretty
newer
nice.
ones are more quiet, but like I've been using the same one from. I have a newer one, but my old one has been working fine, and it's not laziness. I just haven't switched to the new one, and I think the new one's way quieter. But mine, I've been using the same one for like 7 years now. So
Do you ever?
I've always wondered how it is when you're hooking up with a chick as a single. Are you a single guy?
I was going there. Yeah.
no.
You're not. When you were single and using that CPAP, was it ever like you're jacked, good looking guy, Jimmy Neutron head of hair? You're going out, you're picking up chicks, you bring them back, you fuck, after you've taken your tadalafil, and then she decides to spend the night. You just roll over and put on your Darth Vader mask. Is that ever,
Yeah,
was that ever
everyone-
uncomfortable?
Everyone thinks that's like weird or awkward, and honestly, it's not at all. I just say, like, when you're big enough, your neck gets to a certain size that no matter what you do, even if you're lean, you are going to have inhibition of your airway right here because it just kind of like falls into itself. So anyone who's over like, okay, this is like a bad rough estimate, but like typically anybody who bodybuilds and is bulking up at all is going to eventually probably benefit from a CPAP. So it's like very common now, despite somebody who doesn't have it thinks no one might think it's weird. And like I can see how people would think, oh, a chick thinks that's weird, but it's like, do you want me to fucking die in my sleep? Like I'm gonna use it. So like I don't care.
I looked at it through the other lens. Like so I felt really weird. I still feel weird. Like
Oh really?
I prefer it in the dark of the night and stuff. Like,
Okay, I'll tell you what is weird though. I'll tell you what is weird is if you're going to a chick's house and you have the CPAP machine and she automatically assumes, she's like, what's this thing? And you have to somehow skirt around, I'm not presuming I'm gonna fuck you tonight. And so I have a fucking sleep machine in my car. I just happen to have it in my truck.
That's no business of yours.
But the other
I
side of
dated
it
a
is
girl for a long time, and she would not. It was like months before I knew she had a retainer.
Yeah.
I was like finally she felt comfortable enough to like pull it, and I was just like, when did this start? She's like, around 16 years old. We're 27. I was like, what? Why are you just now breaking? She's like, I didn't feel comfortable breaking it out.
With a retainer, that everybody has a retainer.
Yeah.
Well, I never wear mine, but everybody has one.
my wife
Same.
wears one, and I don't think less of her one iota, right?
Oh,
Exactly.
I do.
And if my wife hypothetically had a BPAP,
I broke up with her right away.
that wouldn't bother me either. But for somehow I held myself to a higher standard. Like I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be perfect.
I'm out of here, Snaggletooth. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, the CPAP things, it's only awkward if you're going to their house and you're just starting to see them. Because it's like, even with like a Cialis or a Viagra, you can keep it in your wallet. So it's not like they can be like, what's this thing? because you don't have it out in the open. But a CPAP
Yeah, Kyle
machine,
can. He's got a fucking horse pill.
No, I just
You're
took a bunch of the little
lugging-
ones. They're like sweet tarts.
yeah,
They do taste great. Yeah.
you got to bring this machine with you in a fucking bag, and it has a big hose attached to it, a mask, and obviously you either have to hide it in your trunk, and then when you're about to go to sleep after you fuck, you I gotta go back to my car and get the thing. And then no matter what, she's thinking, okay, this guy thought he was gonna fuck me because the thing is in his trunk. You know what I mean?
But if you already fucked her, she'll probably think like, wow, he's got great foresight.
You're like, no, I'm prepared for any scenario. There's also a shovel in there.
Yeah, there's zip ties, my tools.
So
I have a
Derek,
bag of Cialis for my dick in my car too, you know. So
the CPAP machine.